What is up, my brothers from another mother and those handful of rational sisters out there? Let's get these lenses cleaned off. There we go. Beautiful. All right, so today's topic is actually not a topic request, but it's something I think you guys will get some value from. As you know, I do a lot of coaching on the Clarity platform, and this is something that's come up over and over and over again that guys make a mistake on. And I'm going to share my own personal experience here. As you can tell by the title of the video, we're going to talk about the myth of the good girl. Quite a few of you guys that I've chatted with have explicitly or implied through our conversations in the coaching that they've got this unicorn, this incredible unicorn that's a good girl that would never do them harm, do them wrong, and always be a perfect little princess in their life forever and ever until kingdom come. And that's just not the reality of the world that we live in. It's a very egalitarian, it's a very sweet way to look at things. But the truth of the matter is, women tend to behave in a way that can surprise guys from time to time. And quite a few of my coaching clients have been surprised by, I suppose, feminine imperative, female nature, sometimes the way that it goes. And it goes something like this: I never thought she could do something like that, or I can't believe she did something like that. I had a call with a guy the other day, very successful business owner, married for a few years, found out his wife was cheating on him. And, when he had met her, she was working, she was making about $100,000 a year. And she quit her job to do what he called was some bullshit fashion vlog or some kind of blog or something like that was paying just over $1,000 a month. And, never had a prenup, never saw the need for it. It's a big shock and surprise, and he never saw it coming. So women have the capacity. The thing that I want you guys to understand, so that you're not shocked or surprised by anything like this, women have the capacity to behave in a way that is potentially harmful or hurtful to guys. And when you kind of walk around with your eyes closed, I tell a lot of guys sometimes on these coaching calls that they're sleepwalking through life, that they're not paying attention to signals and signs that I find obvious, which if I'm being perfectly honest, I didn't see obviously, even as recently as a few years ago. Let me share my own personal experience or story. So from my own experience, was dating somebody on a longer term basis, thought she was, the good girl. She can never do anything to harm me. One of these, girls from a rural town, like a farm town, smaller community, technically a great upbringing, all the blah, 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 fill in the blanks. The traits of the typical unicorn, the ones that, will never harm you. And, closer to the end of the relationship when things weren't going so well, everyone sideways, there was a conflict, let's say, a fracas, whatever, the term might be. Spent the night with her, woke up in the morning. She spent the night with me. There was a fight over, doesn't matter what it was anyway. There was a fight. She decided to walk out of the conversation, not complete it, and go out that night with her girlfriend. Again, me sitting there like a pleb thinking, whatever, no big deal. Turns out her and her girlfriend go out, and she finds some guy in the club, spends the night with him, wakes up in the morning, spends the morning with him, and off she goes. And a few years later, it's not a few years later, but a few weeks later, she tries to reconcile with me as if nothing happened. All women have the capacity to behave in a fashion that will surprise you fellas. I'm not saying that you should go around expecting it to happen or fishing for signs or signals that it might happen. The way that I view red pill awareness is basically to navigate through life with the understanding that these types of things can happen, and they can surprise you, and they can be damaging either on an economic level. If you marry someone, for example, like I mentioned earlier, that goes and quits their job to run a $12,000 a year blog and live off you, and then goes and starts banging somebody else, and you've got to pay alimony and support to them, potentially harmful to the heart and to the bank account. So all I'm saying is operate with more awareness around life, especially when it comes to women and the good girls. My experience has been, the good girls, from my own personal experience and from the men that I've coached, the very same ones that were in your yearbook picture, sitting there with the pop bottle glasses and the little, innocent little braids that worked in the library part-time, that you thought were so prim and proper, are the very same ones that have the capacity to go to an Ibiza foam cannon party and bang the hot, cute guy that they meet from Italy 25 minutes after they meet them. It happens. All women, with the right circumstances, right stages of the ovulatory cycle, right argument with their boyfriend or somebody, have the capacity to behave in a way that is indiscriminate. So I just don't want you thinking for a minute that you've got your good girl and everything will be safe and perfect and you found the elusive unicorn. It's often the ones that you don't suspect, the ones from the rural farm communities that have 7 siblings and grew up in the perfect household, as Mormons or, the Amish or whatever, that have the capacity to behave very badly. Hope this video helps. I know that I've mentioned this before. We're building a community here. If you have an experience that you'd like to share that you think would add some value to other guys' lives, share it below. Let us know, a brief version of what your story is. I know it definitely helps me when I read through them as well. So thanks for doing that. Smash the like button. I invite you to subscribe to the channel if it's the first video you've seen. And we'll see you guys in the next video. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace.